This is Mayor Brandon Scott. I was making a movie, Let Us Design, Get Shorty. Let Us Design and Get Shorty is the same movie. One leads off of the other. I'm the best of the best in Baltimore. I'm an activist. And activism ain't terrorism. It's a total breakdown of the criminal enterprise here in Baltimore City and Baltimore County courts. And if you go to the big show at the Creative Alliance, you can see it all. I got an art exhibit there. See who that is? That's Kevin Kamenetz. That's Kevin Kamenetz, not Karson Kamenetz. That's how long we going back. All right? These are your representatives. That's Johnny Oleski. That's Ferguson. That's Edelson. And this is Senator Kelly from 2007, to whom it may concern. I told y'all I was making a movie and a documentary, and y'all didn't know that the documentary was about our government. It was about our government. Racism don't work without black cooperation. We got a new black sheriff and a new black county executive. And Julian Jones been knowing all about this. That's a right to property. That's Robin Hood. That's your organization. That's Robin Hood. That's Brother Insurance. I was insured for $1 million when I started this. Brother Insurance, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank. Y'all ask where I'm going to get that $250 million? I'm going to get it from the state of Maryland. I'm going to get it from SunTrust Bank. I'm going to get it from Bank of America. I'm going to get it from everybody that participated in this. I'm going to get it from Judge Holland. All right? Because that's a public hearing. That's my house on Falls Road. I mean, that's where I was living at, 1402 Lochner. And that's Judge Holland asking for a hearing. I'm going to get it from the Baltimore Sun. That's Pam Woods. I'm going to get it from everybody that participated in my illegal incarceration. You feel me? You was in office when this happened. You got knowledge. You either gonna be a witness or a defendant. You're gonna be a defendant because you participated in this. That's the Baltimore Teachers Union. I'm giving y'all classes. I'm an activist in Baltimore, the founding member of the Baltimore Block. They will congratulate a person doing the same thing as you, just not you, just because it's you. That's the Attorney General's office. Like I said, I was making a movie all about Baltimore. Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights which white America respects? I'm the 2021 Weaver Award winner. I went from Baltimore's worst to Baltimore's best. And it started with this right here. Commode Emotion. Mayor Pugh knew all about this. Mayor Pugh stole my Shorty program. And she running her own program. That's my program she running. Her and Congressman Cummings took the program. Self-help organization for redevelopment and re-education of the young. Mayor Pugh, Mosby. All right? It's all right here. Monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. That's the Lake County Board. That's the state's attorney's office. And that's David Smith. We talking about public accommodations. We're going to have a conversation. And I hope you're paying attention. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. We're going to see you all who going to go to jail. Because like I said, I was making a movie about your prison industry. And everything that you got to turn over, girl. And I'm going to turn this over. That's Commissioner Davis. All right? T.J. Smith, Commissioner Davis. Remember that conversation? T.J. Smith. That's Baynard Woods. That's Governor Ehrlich. That's David Trone. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. And we talking about public accommodations. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. All right? That's Mayor Brandon Scott. Shorty, pull your mask up. And those are the criminal charges against Scott Schellenberger. And Mayor Brandon Scott got all that. That's Paul Weinblatt. He participated in my embezzlement and credit card fraud. See that? That's notarized. So everybody can see it. And that's me and Dr. K. WEEA Radio. Mark Steiner, Ray Winbush, Morgan State University. The haves versus the have-nots. All right? We clear on the conversation? The haves versus the have-nots. And that's the Department of Justice, Alan Locks. Department of Justice. You feel me? Everything the Department of Justice got, you got to give up. Because like I said, I was making a movie. Maryland Arts Day. You feel me? Got a get out of jail free card. We talking about Mayor Brandon Scott, public accommodations. Talking about jurisdiction, and Mayor Brandon Scott got that. That's Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Lake County, Illinois. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's a legal notice. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. Y'all owe me money. Y'all gonna pay me. Like I said, that's Mayor Brandon Scott, and he's gonna show you how long Brandon Scott been knowing about this. If Kwasi Kilpatrick can go to jail, so can you. In 2006, they made a stop snitching video. I think you better start snitching. That's letters design. It's covered under the First Amendment of the Constitution. That's Commissioner Harris, and that's the Baltimore City Dissent Decree. That's the Civilian Review Board. We talking about excessive force, abusive language, harassment, false imprisonment, false arrest. And if you go to Donnie Glover, or no, if you go to him, he got everything. Kaylin asked for an investigation. I ain't got it yet. Jackie know about it. That's Chuck Grassley. That's the Department of Justice. 2014 whistleblower. The controller, Peter Francott. Kwasi Mfumi got my paperwork. Kwasi Mfumi said investigate. Schellenberger's the investigation. Like I said, out for justice, and it ain't gonna be just us no more. Leaders of a beautiful struggle, let's have that conversation. That's Governor Hogan. That's Brooke Learman. That's the Job Opportunity Task Force. That's the kind of checks I was getting. You feel me? So like I said, I need an audit, a federal and a state audit, because the state stole money from me. I'm out $250 million. These is the checks I was cashing, and you got the paperwork. That's Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. Forum panel cites multiple factors that influence kids to join gangs. Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle ain't never been to jail. That's me. Hospitality, not hate. Block party gets bigger and better. And this is from 2008. All right? I'm an honorably discharged veteran of the United States Navy. So Mayor Brandon Scott, Bill Ferguson, Sarah David, make sure that you get all my information. That's Sarah David. That's Governor Westmore. And like I said, I've been in business since 1997. And this is the book about the Democrats. And we're going to open that book. Right here. In regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear. That's Governor Westmore. That's Senator Ben Cardin. That's Governor Westmore. That's Delegate Roof. That's Brooke Learman. And we talking about the money behind mass incarceration. That's Governor O'Malley, Attorney General Snowden, Mr. McGee in the Department of Justice. Grand jury request. Like I said, I want to go to the Supreme Court. That's my end game. A writ of certiorari to the Supreme Court. Because that's the topics of the dissent decree. Right there. See that? So everybody in this picture participated in my illegal incarceration. All right? A movie about you and the laws you make to incarcerate our black community. It's all right here. All right? I made a movie about the prison industry. Constitutional rights. Right to property. Freedom of speech. Official misconduct. Conspiracy against my civil rights. Dred Scott. 2010, Baltimore, Rewired. The money behind mass incarceration. Right here, that's Shorty. Maryland's prison industry on Malian Brown's money machine. And my number ain't changed. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's Steny Hoyer. And we talking about the Constitution. You feel me? And like I said, here goes the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan. And that's Kwasi Mfumi. That's 2019. I still ain't got the investigation. See the big picture here? So go to the big show. That's Ozzie Newsome in my Storm Falls Road. That's the Baltimore office of the city inspector general. That's State's Attorney Mosby's office. All right, see that? That's Mosby's office. That's Mosby's mail receipt. And that's my prison ID. Like I said, it's a movie about our elected officials. 2026, all about you in the prison industry. Whistleblower, the movie. Baltimore Inspector General. Isabella Cummings. And see who got it? That's Brian Frosh. That's Pena. That's Ivan Bates. And that's the Supreme Court, 2007. Davis versus Illinois. Y'all been denying me access to the court for over 20 years. You feel me? 20 years a slave. So go to the big show and see all this shit. Like I said, I'm a jailhouse lawyer. Complaining against fiduciary fraud. That's Governor O'Malley. Where to start from the top? Duane G. Davis versus the state of Maryland. All right? That's Governor O'Malley, Chief Johnson, State Attorney Bernstein, and Scott Schellenberger. That's a writ of mandamus, and it's on court record. And the Maryland Black Caucus got this. The Maryland Black Caucus got this. President Biden got this. I'm a veteran. Our elected officials got this. That's a request for exoneration. All right? Request for exoneration. Right there. And these are the criminal charges against Scott Schellenberger. The state of Maryland, District Court of Maryland. All right? And y'all got that. That's Governor Westmore. And he received that. That's Governor Westmore. That's Governor Westmore. That's Governor Westmore. And I got more Westmore in the book. You feel me? From 1997 to now. You feel me? 29 years in business. 29 years in business. So Governor Westmore, do blacks have rights in which white America respects? Because you got my paperwork. You standing in the way of my justice. From 1997 to now, I've been cooking. Never bite the hand that feeds Baltimore. So everything that Governor Westmore got, everything that Brandon Scott got, everything y'all got to give up. A writ of mandamus, whistleblower, theft of property, 250 million reasons for me to stay in y'all's ass. If you don't do nothing and the movie come out, it shows everything that I did. And like I said, go straight to Kwesi Sanfume's office. He got the book. Go straight to Mayor Brandon Scott. Shorty, pull your mask up. He got the book. Criminal charges against Scott Schellenberger. Racism don't work without black cooperation. Silence is consent.